My name is Ursula Darby, and I'm a psychic, a medium, and an animal communicator. And my story started when I was 5. I started seeing people in spirit in my bedroom at night. It never happened in the day. They would wake me up. I was terrified. I would hold my breath. I couldn't sleep. I would freeze, hoping that they wouldn't see me. I would hear my door opening and closing, footsteps. I'd see shadows. I'd hear people speaking to each other, and they would sit on my bed and close by talking to me. It was terrifying. Those experiences happened my whole life. No matter where I traveled to, no matter what home I stayed in or who I visited overnight, I would see, hear, and feel people in spirit. And in my teens, I finally approached my parents at 15 to tell them what I was experiencing. They dismissed me. They told me I was lying. They said that I was making things up. I didn't have support, and I felt alone, and I still was concerned that there was something wrong with me. As the years went on, I didn't share with anybody. And I started to, in my late teens and into my early 20s, started to research the paranormal, the metaphysical, the supernatural. And as I looked around me, I saw all of these cliched people. But when you think of the word psychic, what do you think of? You think of crystal balls. You think of someone shrouded in a cape, or dress, dressed in ways that have this look about them, that the jewelry that they have, or that they're palm readers, that they're tarot readers, and crystals all around them, and just this whole appearance that just did not appeal to me. And that was not me. I didn't identify as one of them. And I couldn't find in any book that I read me. I couldn't find who I was. I couldn't find where I fit in, where that met up, and how to acknowledge myself in that way. And that took me on my own trek, my own experience, to discover what my abilities were, what that meant, what those things are. I didn't know what a medium was. I didn't understand that a medium was someone who speaks with someone who's in spirit or communicates with them and finds out information about them. And the experiences since a small child were mediumship. I didn't realize that I was psychic. I didn't know psychic was reading energy, past, present, and future information. I didn't know what that was. I used to go to parties and say to my friends when I was a teen, pick someone in the room that I don't know and I'll tell you all about them. And I would be right. I thought it was a joke. It wasn't a joke. I still didn't believe it. I resisted. I was scared. I felt still that there was something wrong with me. And I sought out teachers. I psychic fairs went to psychic fairs. I went to crystal shows. Uh, I met spiritual teachers, metaphysical teachers, and they all told me that I couldn't possibly be experiencing what I was, and that they would dismiss me and they would say they couldn't help me. There was nothing that they could do, and that I was making up my experiences. So I felt really alone and worried. I continued my research. I started practicing, and I started reading people. And I have been reading people for the past 16 years professionally. I had other professions: makeup artist, stand up comedian. That's really helped my presence, uh, and helped me with hard times with people when they're hurt, upset, and scared during a reading or in an audience, because they read audiences too. What makes me unique is that I feel that it's my duty and my job to normalize the supernatural and the paranormal, to take away that cliched look that I discussed earlier, palm reading, tarot cards, crystal balls, all that kind of stuff. None of that stuff is necessary, and none of it really actually does anything, but I can tell you about that later. Um, I'm an educator. I teach people. I break things apart so they can understand. And I can watch paranormal shows or TV shows, and I express to people what the truth is, what the accuracy is, what is actually happening, which is not happening on a paranormal show. It's used to make money from, and it's not the truth. I'm out here showing people the truth and explaining to them what is happening, why it's happening, who these people are in spirit, why they're coming through, why they're visiting, and the whole purpose behind people in spirit visiting you and why they're there. Just like saying hauntings are real, they're not real. That's a whole other conversation. I can totally and fully explain this to you. My greatest life lesson is I've learned to trust everything that comes through for me. Um, I still question what I do, considering it's my profession. The moment that I tell myself that I think I know something and that I'm right is the moment that I quit, because that tells me that my ego is telling me what to do and where, who, and who I should be, because that's just not right. When I'm in a reading, I'm immersed. I am that person. I'm immersed in that person's life, and I am that person. So when I read someone psychically, I look around and I see their life. I feel their feelings. I feel their body and discomforts and illnesses. I see their behaviors. I'm aware of their addictions, medications they take, things that are happening. I'm literally in their body. No, it's not possession. That's BS. Um, and when I'm working as a medium, I see, hear, and feel, and I'm immersed in their life too. And I see where they are. I see how they've passed. I feel how they've passed with whatever's gone on with them. I see who's around them. All that kind of stuff in full detail. And it took me a long time to trust what I was being shown. It took me a long time to say what I was being shown because some of these things are really graphic, traumatic, hurtful, painful. Talking about someone who had taken their own life, that happens very frequently. People who've taken their own life come through and talk about what's happened with them, what that looks like for them. And these are very sensitive topics and issues. And I'm here to acknowledge people with what they've been through, what that looks like for them. And I'm here to connect them to their people in spirit, to deliver those messages of acknowledgement, deliver those messages that they still love them and care about them, that they're still here with them, that they're sorry for the things that they've done to them. Perhaps they had an abusive life, and a parent abused their child. They'll come through and take acknowledgement, or pardon me, they will take responsibility for their actions once they've passed. I've also worked with missing people, which is really impactful. This work has changed my life. This work has changed who I am. I live my dream every single day. I live my passion. I work in my passion. I'm here to help people. That's what I'm here for. And I'm here to help people understand and educate, and to give the voice to people that are in spirit, and to get out there and to spread that word and to let people know that this is real and that this is what they can do too. Every human being on the planet is psychic and a medium, and they're fully capable of communicating with their people in spirit. I know it, I believe it because I teach it, and I've seen it in my students with how they've read someone else accurately and never given a reading in their lives. I'm driven to educate people and help them because of my own experience of not being acknowledged, and my own experience of being dismissed and being told that I didn't know what I was talking about. That's why I'm here. Nothing's going to stop me. There isn't one skeptic that's going to stop me, and I've been threatened. I have been screamed at. I was chased out of a home when I had done a group reading. I've had confrontations with people. This kind of work evokes fear in people, and it did with me too because I didn't know what it was. And now I know what's happening and what that looks like. I'm out here to show the world what that is and what that means, and it's so important to me because I live it every single day. My truth is trusting my intuition. My truth is listening to people in spirit. My truth is paying attention to what I'm shown every single day from my life to make choices for me that are helpful, supportive, and helpful of me as well. I see the world in such a different way. I see it because I know that people in spirit are real. I know that intuition is real, and I know that psychics and mediums and animal communicators are all real. Well, not all of them. Most of them. A portion of them, some of them.